Perimeter and Area by McKenna Shendell. So, if we start out with perimeter, we can start out with the perimeter of a square. Basically, what the perimeter means is the amount of space going around your figure. So with a square, we have one length of 4, one length of 4, one length of 4, and one length of 4. Because with a square, all sides are congruent and have the same length. Yet if we were doing something like a rectangle, you would probably have something like 4 and 2. So you would have uneven lengths of sides. And in order to find perimeter, you basically add up all of your sides. So we have x and y is going to be 4. This length here is 4. And then we have w and z is also a length of 4. And so basically, all of our sides here are the same. But what we're going to do is add xy, xw, wz, and yz to get our answer of the entire surrounding. So it's this length, this length, this length, and that length added together to get a total of 16. Because 4 plus 4 is 8, and 4 plus 4 is 8, and 8 plus 8 is 16. That's the basis of perimeter, but then if we were to work backwards and say that we have a square with no knowledge of any of the side lengths, and we just have that it equals 16, we'd know that because all of the lengths are the same, we would just have side length x, side length x, side length x, side length x, and we could do x plus x plus x plus x is going to equal 16. Basically, that's the same as 4x is equivalent to 16, and we could divide by 4 and divide by 4 and find out that x is equal to 4, as in one of our sides and all of our sides are equal to 4. And that's how you can use perimeter to go backwards and forwards. And basically, a shortcut would just be to take, so like if you had a rectangle, for example, so let's say this here is 2 and this here is 4, you could double this 2, so make it a 4, because you're accounting for this length here and this length here. And then you could take this 4 and double it and make it 8, so you're counting for this 4 and this 4, and add your 8 that you got when you doubled this and the 4 when you doubled this to get 12, which is your entire perimeter, which would be the same as adding 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 4, which would be 8 plus 4, which is 12. And with a rectangle, they don't all have the same lengths, like this one is shorter and this one is longer. But with a square, they're all the same, so you can do the same thing. You could double your 4 for this side and double your 4 for this side, where we had the 8 and 8, and then when you added the 2 8s together, you got 16. And that's the basis of perimeter. And if we move on to area, basically what area is finding out the space that this takes up. So like the overview space. So like if we had, the space here, rather than with perimeter, it was the space like here. So the difference is area is what's inside of it, whereas perimeter is the area around it. Or not even, I wouldn't even say inside, it's just the space that it covers. And basically, right here, we would have a square, which is a 1 by 1 square. And in order to find its area, we would just do our one side times our one side to find the area that it covers, which is 1. And the same thing would happen with a rectangle. You would just take the length of one side times the width of the other side and that would be your area. So if we were to go back to our perimeter problems and say that we had, for example, our square, we had one side is 4, the other side is 4, we could multiply them together and get 16, which would be our area, which is surprisingly the same as our perimeter. And then if we were to use our rectangle as an example, the area it covers would be 4 times 2, which is our length times our width, and we would get 8 as our area. So the area of WXYZ would be 16, because we did 4 times 4, which was our length, times our width, which would give us our area. And in summary, that's perimeter and area. Perimeter is the amount around, and area is the amount it covers or is taking up. So it's length times width, or it's adding all of the sides together, and a shortcut to that would just be to multiply one side by 2 and then the other side by 2 of the different values. So you wouldn't want to be like, oh, well, I'm going to multiply 2 by 2 and 2 by 2, because that would not give us both sets of 4. Sorry, that was a little bit confusing of an explanation. But yeah, those are perimeter and area. I hope that made sense and you learned something. Thank you for watching.